tweets, it will dead meme. Fuck you, little me. You think you can fuck with me? Wanna go ring? Fuck you, little me. Hey, look, I'm hoping for real. Fuck you, little me.
Let's go.
Let's go. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to episode 148 of the Snark Tank Podcast. I remembered it. We got it. It feels like forever since I've actually introduced the show. Welcome
Yes.
back. Remember, by the way, I know the economy is falling apart and AI is taking everybody's jobs and everything's going to be really, really bad from here on out, basically. But pop on over to patreon.com/thesnarktank and toss us a couple bucks. We need it more than you, I think. Generally speaking. Like, I mean, we've got a lifestyle to maintain. You're probably working hard, doing whatever the hell it is you're doing. We're not doing. We need. Come on, like, share the love a little bit.
Yes.
Man, what do we even?
Oh, what are we doing?
Yeah, we didn't really. We're on a tight schedule today because, dude, the weather in Los Angeles has been fucked. I saw a tornado in East LA ripping a roof off of a hardware store, and I just didn't. I didn't even understand how that was even remotely possible.
Hang on, Sweeney, stop combing your fucking hair. The mic's gonna pick it up.
It is. You sure?
I hear it clear as day, dude. Do you not know how microphones work?
I'm looking at the thing. It's not picking up. I have the whole audio thing there.
That's crazy. I hear it, man. I know what my eyes say.
Your mic.
I know what my ears say.
Your mic. So here's the difference between our mics and your mic. I don't need to run a noise filter on our mic. I need to run a noise filter on your mic every single time.
All right, whatever. I'll stop.
You bitch nigga. Your hair's getting long as fuck, though. Goddamn.
God.
Yeah, what the hell are you doing, bro?
But just growing my hair. My hair just grows.
You doing a Gerald? You gonna do the Gerald?
Yeah, you're gonna do a Gerald?
You can cut off half my hair and I'll still have an afro, probably.
Yeah. You could do like a 1,000-degree knife challenge with your hair.
Yeah,
cut half of it off.
I forgot about that shit.
Dude,
you ever smell of burning hair is the worst thing on the planet.
I did it out of curiosity because like I saw a hair like on my I don't know, on my sink or something, and I was like, and I had a candle next to it. I was like, oh, I wonder. And it is like evolutionarily, like it's a bad thing to smell. It's like,
it's a really bad smell. Hey, Arnold.
Imagine Hey Arnold running down the street with his hair on fire. By the way, am I the only person who calls him Hey Arnold, even though that's definitely not his name?
His name is just Arnold.
I know, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I feel like I've called him Hey Arnold for so long. Anybody, welcome to the show. One thing I do want to address before we get into anything, and I really don't know what we're going to get into because I have not checked the news at all.
I know one thing, but go ahead.
A beloved actor, awesome actor, passed away recently, Lance Reddick. And I wanted to get this on the main show. We did this on I did it on a Sacred Symbols extra show, but like I'll do it as many times as I want. Lance Reddick passed away out of nowhere, fucking random. 60 years old, fucking crazy young for that to happen. Yes. Obviously huge on The Wire, fucking Destiny,
Fringe.
huge Destiny guy. He was playing literally like less than a day before he died too. It sucks, but also just to shout out, if you guys haven't seen like his comedy stuff, it's hilarious.
He's really funny. Like
him as like the toy manager on Funny or Die or whatever. And there's one where he like plays a detective uncovering like IHOPs in disguise and just going to all these buildings that used to be IHOPs. He's a fucking funny guy, and it's I don't know, it's a shame. So rest in peace.
He was active literally on Twitter. Like I remember, like I watched his Twitter very often.
Yeah, he was on there a lot.
He was on Twitter often, and he just fucking...
Yeah, he just posted something about, what was it, a dog, like just days before he passed?
Literally like the previous day, I think. It's like a shitty thing to happen, so rip to that guy.
Yeah.
He's fucking dope.
You got someone like a sweetheart like him, fucking Blade in the Resident Evil universe that had to go way too fucking soon. And then you have people like 6ix9ine.
I was going to talk about that, yeah.
Who could catch a beating, but he's still alive. There's no justice in this world.
There's no, there really is no. Why is William Shatner trending today? What's going on with him?
What happened?
Sabrina asked me. Oh, it's just his birthday. That's it. We saw a billboard.
Oh.
Sabrina and I have been training with the same coach, and I've been training with Ethan, Crank Gameplays as well, and a couple of other people. I think Alana is with the same coaches. But like, there was a billboard today for of William Shatner just because it's his birthday today. That's insane.
Yeah, he's not like.
Wasn't,
I don't
wasn't
really
he-
care
wasn't
about
he-
any of his shit.
Wasn't he James Bond once? I think.
No,
No, what William Shatner?
he was T.J. Hooker, James T. Kirk,
Yeah, he was Captain Kirk.
Okay.
and what the hell else did he do?
That's pretty much
I know
it.
he did more
honestly.
shit, but those were pretty much his two major roles that people. And he wasn't good in Star Trek. Nobody. He's only made fun of in Star Trek. Like he's never revered as man. Like Zap Brannigan essentially is him in Futurama, and he's only made fun of. Anytime you see like a Star Trek spoof or anything like that, and if they're doing James Kirk or Jim Kirk or whatever, it's always just choppy acting. We got to do this. Real. It's
time for me to see what's going on over there. I remember him. I remember him being impersonated a lot on for some reason cartoons when Kingston and I were little. I'm sure probably like a little bit when you were around our age as well. There were a lot of adult satires in kids cartoons that just did not
It still happens in cartoons as well, but we're just not watching them now. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
that's true. Yeah, maybe. I guess that is probably true. But I just remember remember that. I'm sure Derek's seen this. I don't know if it'll stick out in his mind or not. But do you remember that famous it's like a really old cartoon? It's like an old Looney Tunes cartoon where there's a fish in like a fishbowl or something, and he comes out of the water and he goes, "Well, now I've seen everything," and he pulls out a gun and shoots himself in the head.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yep.
That
Yeah.
face is
Some
Peter
Looney
Lorre.
Tunes.
That face is
Right.
but that face is Peter Lorre, and he's like, I don't know, the guy who's he played like Igor in like the really old like Frankenstein movies, and he was just this like kind of goblin looking man from like the fucking 1940s, and he's just referenced in these like kids cartoons, like cartoons that that were new when we were kids. We're still referencing this guy. And so like every time like when I was a kid, I would see like every now and then there would be like some kind of William Shatner reference, and I would have no idea what the fuck it was. I was like, that's a silly way of talking. And then I would grow up and be like, that's William Shatner? Why? It's so weird. But yeah, I guess he's 92 today. So I mean, congrats on somehow
Shout out
surviving.
to
this
him.
long.
That's an
I mean, yeah,
accomplishment.
honestly, for a white guy, he looks pretty good for 92 still, to be honest.
For
Like,
a
it's-
white guy, oh my god.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Do you guys know about a thing called you were talking about like just old references. There's one that I'll never forget. It's called Fantasy Island,
What is that?
and there was like this little
Hispanic person.
tiny little like named Tattoo or whatever, and he would go like
His name was. You mean? I thought you're talking about Gilligan's Island, or are you talking about Fantasy
No,
Island?
I'm talking about Fantasy Island. I said
Okay.
Fantasy Island.
Because I
with
was
the
like,
small
that
little
sounds like
Hispanic
Gilligan
dude.
Island. Because Gilligan is also a little ambiguously
no,
brown
it's not.
person.
No, he's
What
not.
the hell are you
out
talking
of your
about?
No, sorry,
mind.
no. Gilligan is the ship captain. He had a little friend. You're right. Sorry. You're right.
Holy shit.
Continue. He had a little friend
You're
who was a little brown creature.
You're thinking of? Are you thinking of?
Anyway.
Are you thinking of the boss, the plane? Are you thinking of that guy?
Yes. So, boss, the plane, and I'll never forget because like Doug, the first 4 seasons before I hit Disney, that was the thing. I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, what is this? It's not funny. And then they're referencing it in an episode that obviously no fucking 6 or 5-year-old or whatever would ever understand this until maybe you somehow come across it as an adult, which it's one of those things that I'm like.
That show ended in
it's-
1984, bro. That show ended in
funny.
1984. That is insane. Also, this guy looks fucking scary. Like
He kind of creeps me out.
this guy, he looks like if you shrunk a wax statue, but like none of the detail was lost. It was just all proportionally shrunk.
Yeah.
What is this? What
He's
is
a
this
tiny
cat?
little brown feller, dude.
Yeah.
He is
tiny
3
brown in the
foot-
feller.
He is 3'10".
Yeah, Chris, that's a little person. Yes,
That's
he's
I
got
get
the-
it.
he's got the-
crazy.
He's a dwarfism.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a little person, Chris.
fuck.
Yes. Some people are that small.
No, that's not
No.
real. What is he, an animatronic?
Yeah.
Let me look up.
Yeah,
Where's the rest
they
of
actually
you?
went. Yeah, the technology is devolved. You know, it used to be way better back in the day.
Things got worse. His name is Herb.
The tech
Herb.
is-
I think it's Hervé Villechaize. So
his real name?
interesting. He's a French actor and painter, best known for the role as the evil henchman Knick Knack in the 1974 James Bond film. What the fuck is happening, bro? Why is that him? With,
What's happened?
is that
Not
him
happening.
with the lead singer of Stained? What is going
No,
on?
what?
No,
No,
that's
no,
not.
no,
That's
no.
not. No. I'm sorry.
I was about to-
Aaron
my-
Aaron Lewis and fucking this guy. Oh man.
And I am singing with the midget. it's
It's little person. Don't say that.
It's
a little
fine,
guy.
Whatever.
Since
It's
I-
little
Every-
person.
Everybody's trying to make slurs out of
Seen
everything, and I'm
'em.
sick of it. Let's stop. Can we stop
It's
making
not
everything a
slurs.
fucking
It's
slur?
derogatory. You don't have to call him. You
Whatever.
just call him a little person. That's just so much. It's not hard to say that.
Little person sounds so much worse to me.
Look,
You know
they
what's
agreed
funny?
upon it, man. It's if they
I
just
don't know
give
if
it
they
to
agreed
them.
upon. Did they agree upon
Yeah.
it? I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
like,
I'm
I'd
not that
rather be-
I
convinced.
feel like I gotta say I do feel like little person feels very demeaning. Obviously, I'm not a little
Look,
person.
dude,
I
look,
can't.
man, look.
I would honestly, I would rather just because I'm a fan of like fantasy shit. I would way
Halfling?
rather be called a dwarf. No,
Oh,
I would way rather be called a dwarf.
Yeah, a
That's
million.
it, 'cause
Well,
dwarves are
dwarf.
dope.
Well, dwarf is a real like dwarves and midgets are different things. I think.
yes.
I'm fairly certain. There's like a
They know they are.
proportion.
Because you can have dwarfism. That's what
Right.
it's called.
Right. So there are dwarves, but then there are
I don't
also
even like that we're doing this. like
You
like
guys started
trying to,
it.
No,
You
no,
guys
no, not
started
that.
it. You
It's
started
the
it.
differentiate. Like I don't when we get technical and shit. I immediately feel stupid as hell. I'm like I don't even feel like. I feel like there's this ignorance oozing out of this conversation.
No, I
And
swear
I'm
to you,
just
this
like,
is real. I swear to you, this is
No,
real.
you're probably right, but I'm also I don't care.
Do you think
I would want
so if a person like me has a baby with a dwarf, will it have resistance to poison? Or will it just be like
yeah.
will it just
Yeah.
be tinier?
It would probably just be an oddly proportioned person.
And
Dang,
absolutely
man.
no magic. No
No
magic.
magic
for you.
at all. Fuck out of here. What's the point?
Yeah, you got that's what you gotta just gotta get with an elf, dude. You gotta get with an elf.
I don't know, man. I don't want to have a half elf son. I don't like knowing that my child will be
Is
half
there?
elf, you know.
Is there?
You're racist against elves?
I just don't want to have. I just don't want an elf child. Like I can have elf grandchildren, and I'll love them to death. But I don't want my child to be half elf.
Why? What's the difference?
I don't know, man. It's my own shit.
You're weird, man.
It's my own shit, you know.
You got fucking issues that you really gotta like look into.
Yeah, whatever, dude. I'll deal with that later. That's not my problem right now.
But I don't, man. What is the
What?
consensus on an elf? Like, what is an elf? I feel like dwarves. So, and what I mean by that is like dwarves are very uniform. Every
Yeah.
single place that I've ever fucking seen a dwarf, they're basically the fucking same. Every story,
that's true.
every
And elves
interpretation.
are varied a little bit.
But elves are either really small fucking critters, almost like goblins, or they're like tall, beautiful,
So-
angelic creatures. And I don't know what the fuck is
So
going
what
on.
happens is Christmas elves and duendes are pretty much like gnomes and goblins.
Fuck you, duende.
What do you mean, fuck you? You know what they are, though.
A duende is a goblin.
A duende is a fairy, literally. It's like an elf person. It's like a little elf creature. They're gnomes, pretty much. They're little magical gnomes.
You don't know shit, man.
You know what they are. Duendes are like little fairies, like little goblin. They're like little goblin elf thingies.
They resemble a pixie or an imp.
Exactly. Those
Yeah,
Yo,
are
bro,
like the
these
pixie.
illustrations
They're
of
terrifying.
duendes are
Terrifying.
fucking disgusting. If you Google duende, Duende, it's a Spanish word, so there's no W. But like, bro, these are fucking goblins.
They're little creatures. Those and like in Christmas elves are different. They're like those elves. And then the Caucasoids came and they made their own elves to resemble them, being tall, majestic, pale skinned. You know.
Wait, so who's the original?
betters.
These are the Christmas elves. Are the original elves?
They're the elves that every other nationality had, like, around the world. That's why, like, you'll look around the world and you'll find stories about, like, duende-like creatures in, like, Africa, and, like, Native Americans will have their stories, and even Asians will have their stories. But then the Caucasoids showed up and they were like, no, these are what they are now. This is what they are. Y'all are wrong. We take showers once a week. We know what we're talking about.
I don't know, man.
That's pretty privileged.
I don't know.
We take showers once a week, and it's like, we take showers every day, and like, that's gross. That's disgusting. That's not hygienic. And it's like, no wonder that thing showed up and got rid of a bunch of y'all.
Stupid.
No wonder. No, that's crazy. That's
Wow.
wild.
You're getting a little bit too racial for me, man.
Hey, man, I watched a lot of Dr. Umar yesterday. A lot.
Yeah, I can tell where you're. It's always easy to tell where your brain's been when you start getting on a roll. Like I can tell what type of shit he's been
A
watching.
lot of Dr. Umar, bro. He makes sense every 38 words, 4 words make sense.
What are you talking
next
about?
episode. He's just.
Talk about bullshit. Just saying fucking absolute bullshit.
It is bullshit. There's really not a lot going
Absolute
on.
bullshit.
Kingston is gonna become Muslim by the end of the year. I know that.
No, not by the end of the year. Definitely
I know that's
eventually, though. I'm gonna become a 5%er sooner or later. Like, absolutely.
It's coming for sure.
Yeah, it's on its way. It's definitely an art that's been building up for a while, but I'm gonna be, yeah.
His name's like Ahmad Muhammad Abd
Now my name is gonna be this, what you call this? Ahmed Ali, man. That's it.
Ahmad Ali. That's so basic. That's so,
Ali, like, nothing
he's just
special,
all right,
bro.
let me get like 2 really common names. There we go. No,
like the
no
first
thought
one
into
Google
it at
search.
all.
That's like first
Everybody that
Google
joins Islam
search
gets jacked,
result.
dog. That's what happens. You join Islam, you just toe up for some reason.
For some reason, if that was true, honestly, if that was true, I would 100% join Islam.
That's
like, no fucking
crazy.
joke.
You have no
joke.
morals. That's crazy.
Oh no, I have morals. It would actually mean that I'm probably more immoral because, like, it's, I would have to start like hating gays and shit. But hey, I'm jacked. You know what I mean?
I'm
sorry.
jacked, so I'm
sorry,
fine.
LGBTQ. I have a fucking 6-pack. I'm sorry. You gotta go. I got a 6-pack.
Look at my
though.
physical form. I'm great. I'm in a perfect physical version of myself.
I don't want to throw these stones at you, but look at my muscles, dude. I look fucking
muscle.
good.
These are infidel puppies, and I'm throwing them off roofs.
That's
Hopefully, people
Oh my
caught some of
God.
them.
So, Chris, did you see 6ix9ine getting his ass whooped?
No, I didn't actually see it. These people. I don't know anything about these people. These like the SoundCloud rap people. Like I don't know. Sincerely, I don't know if I could even. I don't know if I could recontextualize or like constitute an image of 6ix9ine in my head at all. Right? Like
That's insane.
I don't know what this guy looks like.
Wait,
Does it-
you don't take part in shit like that. That makes sense.
I feel like that's crazy. Like that, it's also kind of like commendable because he looks like a fucking Hispanic clown. Like it's. And I mean that in like the literal sense.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's,
How do you spell his name?
Kind of insane. I forgot. Number 6ix.
The
Number
6ix9.
6ix N9.
What a fucking
N-E.
asshole! If you, I fucking
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
this is
Yup.
exactly why. This is exactly why I don't like it. Fucking XXX and all these other people. Like fucking shut the fuck up. Get a fucking name. Like
That's a name. It's just a silly one.
Well, like, what are you, a fucking,
Yeah, 6ix9ine.
what are you, a fucking wingdings next? Is it going to be something like, oh, look at me, I'm rapper, I'm like fucking ampersand hashtag symbol for boron degrees. Fuck you. I fucking hate these people. But, what is 6ix9ine should have did this when he got, where's,
I fucking hate these people.
it just bothers me.
Basically, his name should technically be 6ix9ine.
Yeah,
like, if the
6ix9ine.
way that it's spelled.
6699.
6ix9ine.
What a shitty fucking, I hate this guy.
6ix9ine.
Let me see. Oh, wow, he got jumped in a bathroom?
Yeah, in LA
Yeah.
Fitness.
What the fuck
Some
is this?
guys, some
Why is he
fucking
wearing
old
booty
guys.
shorts? What's going on?
He was probably running, bro, with his fucking jacket on or whatever the fuck. There was a lot of people that said it was
I think
fake,
they
but
took
I
his
was.
pants.
No, they might
took
have.
his
They
pants.
probably took his pants.
Wait, he
There's a
was-
lot of people saying,
wait.
"Oh, this looks like backstage WWE shit," but like I
King-
can tell it was real.
King shit, we caught 6ix9ine slipping luck? A rat
The fact
ADR?
that he just got jumped is crazy.
Wait, what? Wait, he got jumped at an LA Fitness?
Yes.
What are you doing?
He was just working out, and they got him. They caught him slipping.
They
He
got him.
works
They
out
saw
at
him
LA
6'9".
Fitness.
Yeah, which is like at least go to a Gold's Gym or something,
bro,
little
like,
something
what?
more
That's
upper
crazy.
echelon.
That's insane.
I go to Crunch
me.
Fitness because like there are usually like not as many people in there.
You don't go to Gold's. You don't like. You can go to anyone can go to any gym, right? But Gold's is for niggas that are working. You know, that's not playtime gym. Gold's is for people that are there to put
Oh,
put
okay.
numbers on the
Yeah,
board.
I have seen this
You
guy.
know,
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
you see
okay,
that?
all right. I
He's
recognize
done
him now.
he's done so much dumb shit. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't feel bad. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't feel bad either. My whole thing was the people that jumped him. Like, are you stupid? Like, look at. If you're gonna do this dumb shit, right? You're gonna get like, oh, there's a snitch. We have to jump him. Okay, do your thing. I don't condone violence in that
That's
way,
so
but I'm just
stupid
like,
even. That's-
whatever. But to fucking film it and the people that did it, this was their whole thing. It was more important to film it than actually jump him because one of the guys was like, I'm gonna be famous. Like that's what he wants. And I'm like, you're just gonna go to prison, bro. You're just gonna go to fucking prison. Is that a good trade-off? Is that like, oh, I'm the guy that whooped, I'm the fucking 45-year-old that beat fucking Daniel Hernandez's ass. Like, and it is kind of interesting though that
I think it's
he's
just
rolling
stupid.
by himself.
Yeah, that's why it doesn't make
Like,
sense to me.
Somebody like Mayweather, I passed Mayweather in Caesar's Palace a few years ago, and he was rolling like 10, 15 deep.
Wait a minute. Were we together when
Yeah,
that was
maybe they'll
happening?
probably fuck somebody up though.
Was that when
Was that
we
when
went?
was that when we and Jalen? Because I had that same experience. I don't remember if it was Caesar's
That
Palace.
had to have been us.
But it was at a casino.
I thought we
and-
were at Caesar's, but maybe I'm wrong.
You might be right. I mean, I don't. I didn't fucking look at the signs or anything. I was just wandering. But like we were in line for something, and then Floyd Mayweather walked by.
Yeah, and he had all those fucking people with him. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were waiting to get in some stupid ass club or some shit.
Yeah, and then we didn't even get in, I think. And then we were
Some,
like
I
in
don't
line,
fuck-
and we were in line, and there were those women who were behind us, and like there was something going on. I don't remember.
Something
It was
I
very-
don't. I don't.
I remember so little of that trip. Honestly, it's fucking crazy. All I remember is like stumbling into a Verizon store drunk when my phone exploded. That's all I remember.
Oh yeah,
about
your
that
phone
trip.
got all fucked. That's right. What's with you and phones, man?
What do you mean?
I still have all my old phones.
No,
your
what do you-
phones
what-
break like every fucking like few months.
What? That's not true at all. I've had my last phone, like the phone I just replaced. I've had since that day.
I don't know, man.
What do you mean? I don't know.
Something just happened to your phone just a minute ago. You're like, oh, my phone's all fucked. I don't know what happened, or you got a new one, or
I
something
know what
happened.
happened. I've worn it to its absolute limit, and I had a crack in the screen, and I was like, I don't mind this, whatever, big deal. And then slowly, I couldn't text the number 1 to people, and then I was like, oh, that's probably not that big of a deal. I'll just avoid ones, and
Just avoid one.
dude, it was getting so bad that like. It was getting the crack in the screen, like the screen was like lifting a little bit. It's just what happens when something that structurally integral breaks on your phone, and then you just continue to use it. It's just on a steep decline from then on. But I was like, I'm gonna get my money's worth out of this.
My 6S still works beautifully. It's just a little slow because the processor's kind of slow.
Yeah. I mean, my
like,
other phone
come on,
will
what's going on?
work.
What you got?
It will
What are
work.
you doing?
Like, I can still use it, but I
you
didn't.
like slamming your shit. You like a fucking gamer? You gamer and like
No, I never do that
slamming
to
your phone
phone.
and
That's
shit?
crazy. I remember this very, very vivid memory of being at a friend's house when I was like 12 or 13, and we were playing Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi, and I beat his ass so bad, and he slammed his controller down onto the ground 7 times until it shattered. And I remember being
That's
like,
crazy.
I don't think we can be friends for much longer. I'm uncomfortable with this because it's what. Look, man. I remember being a kid. I remember being very fucking angry at video games, and I've definitely chucked a controller. I've absolutely done that, 1,000,000%. But holy shit, to be with other people and not just throw it, but slam repeatedly, like for a good 30 seconds, is wild. Like fucking. That's
Some
zoo
people got
behavior.
that's gamer
that was
rage,
crazy.
bro.
I could not believe that. I was like, "Yo,
his wife is gonna have a fucking convention for her.
Oh, yeah.
She's gonna have a fucking time. I definitely used to get gamer mad, and I kind of just stopped. Now I just snap my fingers I started doing that as I was like, oh, damn it, man.
That's it. I've gotten pretty angry young back in the day, but that was when games cheated way harder because a lot of times the ports were arcade versions of games, they're designed to suck your quarters. So they would be so fucking hard. They're just like, oh, lazy. All right, import this. Sometimes they would do something different because the arcade couldn't the technology couldn't handle it on the console version, so then they had to like actually do some shit. But if they could just port things straight over, it was just bullshit.
Yeah.
And so I've had like I have memories of just being like Mortal Kombat 2 is a great example of that. Where Mortal Kombat 2 is one of the most bullshit games ever designed, and I've definitely I just picture this we're all like 16 years old or something. We're like, oh man, we haven't played Mortal Kombat 2 in a long time. And so we're all three of us, and it took us 8 hours to beat the game. Like that's how much bullshit it is. Like, oh, play the arcade version. It just cheats. 1000% cheats. Anyway, so good times.
I've definitely like I think the last time, like every now and again I'll get angry enough to like maybe give like one of those. Like
only one.
Yeah.
Only one though.
No.
Only one.
You only
The second you do it again, you've lost. You could go. You could slam. You could hit your hand on the desk and then bring it up for a second and like slowly dissipate it until it's gone. But the second you make that second strike, you're officially a lunatic. You're gone. You've crossed. You're off the reservation, bro.
You can't do it.
But I remember
if you do two, you might as well break your fucking room apart.
Kingston, do you remember? Because on Sacred Symbols a couple of years ago, I got into this bet where if I could get the platinum trophy for Crash Team Racing, which was fucking insanely difficult, within a week, or I think it was like within a few days or something like that, if I could do that, I wouldn't owe a random viewer a PlayStation 5. That was like a bet or something. That was like I couldn't.
What did you get in return?
I think it was that it was my retaliation. Like, so there was an initial wager that was, if Chris can't get the I wish I could remember specifically like what the challenge was, but I reversed it on it. It's like, tell you what, if I get the trophy in a week, I don't owe it to you anymore. I think it was like something like that. It was I can't remember what the initial bet was, and so like I spent days fuming. And I had a broken controller already that I had like on the ground that I would stomp on to get energy out. Because I was just like, that was fucking so hard. I don't think anybody has a clue how fucking difficult that trophy. I think it's got like a fucking 0.4% like achievement rate or something. Like it's a fucking insanely difficult.
So
like
funny.
my fingers were actually blistered and bleeding. Actually, like no game has ever done that to me ever.
Gotta get some gamer gloves, dude.
I know. I should. I just bought like some compression gloves actually for boxing because I think I screwed my tendon up a little bit hitting the bag.
That's crazy, man. I don't get game mad anymore. I'm too fucking old for that. I'm too old and too large. I'm too large to get mad
I just
at
don't-
anything because the gets really scared.
Do you
will
play
say that's-
anything
that
that
is-
upsetting?
I play Destiny Trials of Osiris, bro. That shit'll bring something out of you. I just say horrible shit. I don't like fucking like hate anything.
I mean, you used to scream.
You heard me say wild shit while playing Destiny.
I remember just being when we lived together.
has too.
When we lived together, I would hear him, and his old room had his computer placed right in front of the window, and his window was open, and he would shout slurs out the window. Like just the thought of like some old lady walking her dog, and then she just hears a cavalcade, like an avalanche of N-words out the window, like seemingly out to the world, is so damn funny to me. I remember knocking on your door and being like, "You all right, bud? You might want to chill, or at least close the window maybe a little bit." Because the thing that I was concerned about was that like if somebody heard that coming out of my window, or a window in an apartment that I owned, and then someone comes up, knocks on the door, and then I answer, that's a bad scenario. Like that's like not a good. That's a curb your
Yeah.
That's a curb your enthusiasm situation that I'd rather like avoid. But that was the last time I got that mad. That was like the last time I'd ever like been that fucking mad. I think I got all of it out, honestly.
Yeah, you probably did.
I think I probably did because I've not lost it since then. I think also, I do have to admit, the controller was already broken, but breaking a controller is super satisfying. Like, it is really satisfying. If you're feeling that energy, like, oh, if you have like a dummy controller that like doesn't work at all, give it a shot.
Yeah,
It's
I've
kinda
always
cool.
wanted to snap a controller, but I've never. I don't want to. So, but maybe I'll go to like a flea market, swap meet, and then buy some piece of shit just to snap.
wait for yours to die. Because they all fucking die.
I usually
something
buy-
inevitably goes
yeah.
fucking wrong with them. There's always some bullshit. But
yeah.
let's see.
I wish I had a person to when I get really mad at like a game. I wish I had like a person to bring in, like bring an intern. Some guy comes in like fucking blindfolded.
That's what your significant other's for. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, there you go. Now you're thinking.
with portals. Yo, this fucking this Game Awards
This
kid.
May, bro. I'm
keeps
finna.
Not on the
Wait,
face though. Not on the face. All right.
Never the face.
This fucking Game Awards kid keeps showing up, just keeps spawning in random places, and I don't know what to make of it.
He's still around.
Is it?
Yeah,
I
he had
keep
his
seeing
fucking
him.
phone in the face of JaVale McGee. It was so funny. It's like,
He
what
just
are you
shows
doing,
up.
Kid?
He just
leave JaVale McGee
What?
alone.
Wait. What?
Yeah.
JaVale McGee was just at. You know who JaVale McGee is, right? Obviously.
Yes, I do. Yes.
I have no idea
JaVale
who the
McGee
fuck
was
that
just
is.
at like a fucking basketball football game. Just watching a game, and this kid had his face in like phone of JaVale McGee's face, and it's like, dude,
How does he?
like, what are you doing? Leave him alone.
That's what is. Have you heard any McGee's music? Because I know he records. Have you heard anything?
No.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I haven't listened to it.
I cared about him as a basketball player, and he sucked, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. he was all right.
He had potential. He was just stupid.
I stopped caring about him as soon as he left the Lakers. I was like, I don't give a fuck anymore. So, anyway, that doesn't even make sense how this kid keeps showing up. I haven't seen him, but like he's just making the right moves, I guess. Does his parents have like an unlimited amount of like resources so he's able to do shit like this? Because I can't just fucking show up at the fucking video game awards and just walk on stage. Like I don't even understand how that happened. You know what I
don't
mean?
know, man. I really this guy just shows up, and I don't know how to explain any of it.
Is
'Cause,
he like an entity and he's like actually not like,
I don't think he's real.
you know what I
person?
mean?
Yeah. I don't think he's a real. I don't think he's
not like a real
necessarily
person?
I think he could be.
Yeah.
He could be like an anomaly, or like maybe an AI that just sort of shows up.
Paracausal.
Yeah, he's
He's just
hysterical.
Chat GPT, I guess.
Could
you imagine he was
Can you
an
imagine he's
AI?
Chat GP? He's Chat G. It's you know what? He did show up
ChatGPT,
around the
dude.
time. He did show up around the time this started happening. So it's low key weird. He might very well be Chat GPT. I think that's
insane.
I think that could be that's a legitimate theory.
Yeah. Yeah, start putting that fucking rumor out until people just start believing it.
That's just, I'm gonna start lying. Who will believe me?
All right. Well,
I think it's pretty plausible.
about this time, I think Derek's got to take his leave. I think, right?
Oh yeah. In just a little bit, I got to bounce. I got to go pick up my ball and chain from work, which is, I was pretty angry about it at first, but then I was like, you know what? For picking up, just basically taking to work and back, it's almost like I'm making a lot of extra money for barely doing anything. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, she's bringing home a lot of extra cash, and I'm like, okay, I'm not. That it's worth it. It's worth it when I snatch her check from her. It's worth it.
Give me that
Totally.
female.
Yeah.
This money, you don't know what to do with this. You don't know what to do with this. You don't know how to use this.
Exactly.
This isn't an oven.
I'm gonna give her 10% of it once I cash it. 10% of it. Gonna go buy her something pretty. You know what I mean? Like cool. Maybe 5%. I think that's fair enough.
Exactly.
So give her a little 5%. Buy something a little pretty for her, and then I'll just sit on it, do whatever I want to do with it. Buy a couple of extra copies of Spider-Man. Just cause. just cause. Just keep getting a bunch of Steam codes.
The same game over and over and over again.
I
That's
wish you
it.
could have a bunch of different like it with the same game, but in your library it just says the same game 20 times instead of you already have this shit. I'd be like, no, I want it again. And I want it stacked on top. I wanted to say in parentheses number 2, number 3, number 4, like when you make copies in a folder. I just want a bunch
The little
of
fucking
shit.
parentheses 1, parentheses 2.
Yeah, dude. I want 20 Red Dead Redemption 2s. Why? Why are you depriving me from that, Steam? It's like Gaben doesn't want my money. I don't understand.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. You guys have fun. Don't talk too much shit about me. Or actually, no, go ahead.
Leave.
Make up some crazy ass scenarios about me and whatever, and I'll listen to it when I edit. All right, see you fellas.
All right, later, man. All right, now it's just us. Finally, that guy's gone. Ugh.
Yeah, dude sucks.
Yeah, he's probably not gonna make it. So,
Like in general, he's probably not gonna. He's not gonna do it, so, you know.
I don't know, man. It's a scary situation with him. But
Things are looking rough, dude. Things are looking rough, dude.
I did want to bring this up because it is something vaguely. It's probably the biggest thing that happened today, which is it's to say it's not really that big, but it's kind of big. Counter-Strike 2 is real, out of nowhere. That's kind of like very
Counter-Strike
weird.
2, yeah,
Counter-Strike 2
actually.
is actually like a real thing, and it's actually happening. I think it's fucking amazing to me. It's amazing to me that Valve just refuses to make 3s at all. Like they were like, what is the one game that we have that we can make a sequel to that won't be a 3? And it's like, oh, Counter-Strike. All right, let's go. That's crazy. What is
The
their
fact that
aversion?
It's never
What is
technically
their
been Counter-Strike
fucking
2 is
aversion?
crazy to me.
Well, I mean, there was Global Offensive, which is technically different.
It's a sequel, but it's not 2.
It's not 2. Yeah.
It's not 2. It's a sequel, though.
Man, they're putting out a new shooter with no sprint in 2023. Pfft, doomed to fail. I feel like there's no way that's
see.
gonna work. There's no way that's
see.
not a good design decision. That's gonna be a horrible idea.
But you'll see.
Yeah, no, it won't. It'll be fucking amazing, and everybody's gonna play it, and it's gonna be everybody's gonna be like,
Everyone's gonna
wow,
play
this
it.
is well designed. Turns out good design stands the test of time. Crazy.
They're gonna put it out. They're gonna put it out. It's gonna not be finished. Like every other major game is. So
No,
like,
I don't think so.
Whoa, this game came out.
I don't think Valve will put out something not finished. They have no incentive
God.
to. They have no reason to. They didn't have a reason to do this in the first place.
We'll see, man.
Why? What makes you say that?
That's every game. Every kind of competitive game, shooting wise, it comes out not done. That's just how it works now.
No, but that's not
Like,
Valve.
not finished, and it's like, well,
Even Valve made a
as soon as they
VR.
put it-
Valve made that fucking Half-Life Alyx game, and it's like the only example of AAA VR in the industry.
as of now.
I think they'll do it. I think they'll nail it. They've done nothing. They've done literally nothing wrong the entire time, and it's because they're so rich that they don't care to. Like they could easily just do nothing and rake in the money. But their design is like, let's make our fucking game, and then you know what? We have all the money in the world, so let's just put it out when it's actually done and ready.
We'll see.
Because-
I agree. I think they could possibly do something. I think something cool could happen from it.
I don't think it's
But
possible.
also,
I think I would
just
bet.
be bad.
Well, I mean that would depend on like whether or not people like Counter-Strike. I would easily put like $50,000 on this game being perfectly like not broken. I would put that much money behind it. That's how good Valve is.
We'll see, man.
Interesting input.
Hopefully it's good.
Let's go to the questions. The gorilla that murdered
All right.
Captain America. Good day, our lovable schizo demons. How many gorillas could Captain America take in a fight? Cap gets only his shield, and the fight will begin in Times Square. Both sides know that it's a fight to the death. Well, I mean, if it's a gorilla that understands it's a fight to the death, that's already kind of like... Is it just a normal gorilla? That understands that Captain America is out to... What are you doing, by the way? You're clicking around. Are you playing Cookie Clicker?
No, I'm looking at emails and shit.
Pay attention.
So
We're
I'm
recording.
paying attention. I can still hear you.
What did I
I
say?
can still hear you.
What did I say?
Well, I don't know, man. You see, this thing is this, right? Like, every fight a gorilla goes into, it's a life or death situation.
No.
They're wild animals, so they
That's not
like
true.
they don't understand. Yes.
No, they
absolutely.
sometimes playfully roughhouse.
Yeah, but that's roughhousing. A gorilla, that's not with other animals.
You don't know that.
Like a gorilla, I don't know that. You're right.
You don't know that.
I
There
have
could
no
be
clue.
there could be a gorilla out there playfully roughhousing with a leopard right now, and we would have no way of knowing.
I think Captain America killed like 3 of them.
Gorillas?
Because
Can he
he's
lift a
stronger
gorilla?
than they are.
Is
He's
he?
stronger than a gorilla.
He's
much stronger than a gorilla. Yeah.
What
Captain
is
America
his...
can lift cars, Chris. Yes, he's stronger than a gorilla.
Stronger doesn't matter necessarily. It's more about like...
He's also faster, more durable, and smarter.
I guess, but he's not a gorilla, you know? I think the
Like
gorilla...
gorillas are cool, but it's a super person.
Yeah,
Captain
but
America run like 85 miles per
That-
hour. That's
what
insane.
but that's what a gorilla is. A gorilla is a super person.
Yes,
You know,
but
that's
imagine
like
a super
that's
person.
a super person imbued with. That is a super person customized by the creator of the universe. You know what I mean? Like that's like millions of years. Like
I don't think-
to make this perfect.
And even
Killing
though he doesn't even
machine.
get tired, right? Like Captain America's terrifying, dude. Like I don't know. Like in the MCU, she's just like if you're doing like regular comics, right? He's like he can lift like what, like 3 tons. That's like 6,000 pounds.
Can he do that?
That's terrifying. He can lift like 3 gorillas and throw them at once.
No, he
He
can't.
can pick up a car.
He can't
Yeah,
lift
he
3
can, dude.
gorillas. Like in what context?
Dude,
In what way?
a gorilla's like maybe like 300 pounds.
Right, but like what context is he gonna? So you mean like if they're
He
just
can
like
lift
lying on
them
top of each
over
other?
Like if they all jumped on him, he could lift them off him and shove them back off his body. Like
Well,
if they
sure.
dogpiled him.
Well, I guess, but that's not exactly
Like if
all of that
if
weight.
they were around him, he could like knock them back.
No way. I don't believe that.
Yes.
He could just back up
Yes.
like like that. That's not real. Listen,
Yes.
I think
Think of it like this. Captain America has beaten up Spider-Man consistently.
why does he have a shield though? Why does he get a shield?
Why does Cap get a shield?
Yeah, why does Cap get a shield?
Because he
The gorilla
gets shot at more than because everybody has a thing
No,
to
no,
prevent them
no.
from getting hit by bullets for the most part.
No. You're missing what I'm talking about in the context of the fight. Like he says, Captain America only gets his shield. It's like why? Why does he get a
He
shield?
didn't
and
need
the
a
gorilla
shield at
doesn't?
that moment.
Yeah, like the gorilla's not going to shoot him.
He doesn't need it.
The fuck?
Because the gorilla, he would just throw it at the gorilla's neck and break the nape of its neck. That's it. They would just die.
Yeah, give the gorilla the shield as
He could
well.
probably do a thing where he could hit a bunch of them. He could pinball a bunch of them and like gets it back and be like, there you go, patriotism, justice.
I've never liked that shield. Honestly,
I like it. I think it's cool as shit.
it's cool, but it's also like really dumb because there's like why does
Why
it
is
come
it
back?
dumb,
Why does it
so?
come back to him? What is that?
That's just the properties of the shield, you know. That's what it
That's
does.
not how that. No, that's not how anything works. Vibranium
Why can
just does
Spider-Man
that.
stick to surface while he has clothes on?
What do you mean?
Why does Spider-Man stick to surface while he has clothes on?
No, I mean that is weird, but that's also like a power. You know what I mean? Like the shield isn't a power. Like why does the shield why does the shield bounce back and forth and then always knows when to come back to him? Is there like an AI in it?
I think it's not knows. I think he's smart enough to know where it's going to be.
That's so
Like
bizarre.
it's himself manually doing like the geometry. He's like, oh, hit there to hit that, and then it hits me back in my hand. I got it right here.
I feel like I've seen it do like a spin in a way that's like
Around him, you've seen that in a video game, maybe not in like an actual.
No, I
thing
feel like I've seen
depicting
it.
him.
I feel like I've seen it in like a thing. I swear to God, I feel like I've seen it in like a thing.
I don't think he's ever thrown it. I don't think he's ever circled it without touching anything, giving it back to him. You know.
That might be a video game thing. I don't know. I think the gorilla has it.
I think it would be quite a few gorillas before he'd pee down. Quite a few, like maybe I don't know, because like, he could take a punch. He's gotten punched by like Hulk and stuff, and he's gotten back up. You know, like gorillas aren't Hulk. Gorillas are gorillas though. They could hurt him.
I guess. I don't know.
He could fight like he could. I think he could beat like 20. But
I don't
at
like-
once he could beat like maybe like 10.
Yeah, I don't know. The power scaling of comic books I've always hated. So like I don't know. I really don't understand. Like
Power scaling in general is just stupid. Just enjoy what you're watching.
Well, I mean in general it's stupid, but especially like for me in comics it's like really annoying. Because like and I don't really know why. I think it's just because these characters are so like human and then like all of a sudden it's like they're fighting like a god and it's like it's less annoying in like I don't know, like an anime because like they're already like they're barely people. Like I don't see Naruto as a
Well, it depends
as a
on what
human
you're
being.
watching, you know?
I don't see any of these people as human beings. They're drawn so stupid. They got big ass eyes. Like, you're not real. These are cartoons. These are cartoon characters. You see a cartoon of Captain America. That's just a guy. It's so just
I
a
don't
guy
know.
that we've had many live action movies of these people, and it's been relatively fine, as opposed to anime, which is that's a
We got anime movies, anime live action movies.
You can't cast anybody as Goku, is what I mean. Like, it's just, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
like,
you
no
are.
one could do that. But you could cast like a million Spider-Man and Batman, and like it's fine. I can't believe they cast Justin Chatwin as Goku in that fucking movie. Why did they make that?
I don't know. They were mad at us.
Who?
Them. Those that be the powers that be.
What, the Jews?
No.
Why'd you say them?
I
Why'd you
didn't
say-
say that.
I'm sorry. I saw a black guy saying them, and I thought back to Kanye, and I'm sorry. It's just like, it's called pattern
That's
recognition.
you. That's a you thing. That's a you thing. That's
Hey
not
man,
a me
I just
thing.
hey man, I just like it's it's
You're
a
filling
pattern.
in blanks.
It's a pattern. Not so fun fact. The great Lance Reddick has passed away. Rest in peace, Commander. I'm not having a nice day. Wrote in. Yes, rest in peace, Lance Reddick. Greetings, gamers of light. I'm sure you all know about the recent passing of Lance Reddick, aka the voice of the Vanguard's leadership. I'm sure he left a great impact on all of our lives. My question is, has there ever been a celebrity death that has heavily affected you? This is one of them. One of them that I did not expect, to be honest with you, because I like Lance Reddick and I've liked him for a long time, but I never thought about like how often I've heard him, like throughout my entire life, and I'm like, God damn, that does indeed suck. But I don't know. Robin Williams is probably
Yeah.
like the first one, because that was sad because he was always so happy or whatever, and he was also like a constant presence. But I don't know, man. Outside of that, I was bummed when Norm Macdonald died because like he's my favorite comedian, but I know what he would think about it, so I wasn't that sad. But I don't know. Celebrity deaths don't affect me generally because I don't know these people. Like it's not like I gotta save. I gotta save that. What do you call that grief for when it's important? I mean, that might sound a little bit callous, but
Dang. I have a few that definitely affected me for sure. One was Mac Miller. Mac Miller died. It definitely made me feel really sad. When Michael Jackson died, I definitely felt very sad as well. And then
Michael Jackson.
probably Robin Williams.
Yeah, Robin Williams was the first one I think that I could remember.
Robin Williams also made me feel really bad as well.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's this sucks. I'm gonna move on. I don't want to think about these. I don't want to think about these things. Matt Walsh is a hero of our time. Sweet baby gang for life. Good day, fellas. We need a I want to rock gay well, that's easy. That's an easy one. Look, we're working on obviously like our extra episode down with the dickness.
I
is
want
up.
some top.
No, it'd be easy. It'd easy obviously be I want a cock.
I want a cock. Yeah, I want a
That's
cock. for
obvious.
sure.
It does the work for itself. We understand. We understand the demand is there, but we want to wait.
We'll do one maybe a month every other month. Like
We'll
one
see.
maybe one a month or one every other month.
We'll do one when we have an idea. I think that's generally the idea. I don't want to force it. I don't want it to be like a quota where it's like, oh, we didn't do one this week. Let's phone it in with like some random
Yeah.
bullshit. Like if we think something's
We'll get there,
really
though.
funny, if we think something's fucking hilarious, we'll go do it. We're working on Down with the Dickness now. Don't worry. We can't tell you when the next one's going to be because we don't know. We don't know what the next thing that's going to fucking make us giggle a little is going to be. And so we gotta, you don't want to make a quote out of these things. It's why I stopped making the musicals. It felt too forced. I was like, oh, I got to do this now. It's like I have to do it now, and now I don't want to. It's too
We'll get
it's
there.
too annoying.
We'll get there. It'll happen though. It'll happen. We'll get there. We'll have a whole album worth. We'll have a whole EP worth of gay parodies. We'll do that.
That is for certain. I don't know when that will be, but we will absolutely. By the end of the decade for sure, we'll have at least like an album and a half worth of just
By
dumb
the end
songs
of the
about
decade,
dick.
bro.
By the end of the decade, we'll have at least like an album and a half's worth of songs about dicks and cums and all sorts of, you know, erections,
Gay, just a bunch of gayness.
being gay. Without a doubt.
being
So don't
gay.
worry. That content's a coming. Hello to the three funny men that keep me sane. Oh, by the way, I forgot to. Mr. Hot Salsa wrote in. Hello to the three funny men that keep me sane. First of all, Dobby died by a cursed knife. Second, the sneak. I mean, that's still just a knife, though. That's
Still
kind of
nice,
like.
though.
Yeah, it's kind of like the silver bullet thing, where it's like, oh, okay, I guess, but it's just a gun. You know, that would kill me as well. Like, if you shot me with a silver bullet, that would kill me. Like, I would be a dead person, or at least be really fucking not okay. So, let's chill. Second, the Sneeko shit is more hilarious because it was his idea to go to an orgy. He couldn't keep it up after fucking another girl and then ended sitting in that chair while his girl was getting deep-dicked while staring into the dude's eyes. He was also holding her hand through this. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm not confirmed that last part because it's funnier. Yeah, that is fucking sad. Look, I have had many opportunities in my life to take part in things like this. Like, oh, hey, you know, I've gotten, like, when I was with previous partners, we like the look, you know, we saw you from across the bar. I've gotten that before. Not once. Not once. I came real close. I did come really close to doing that once, but it just like
That's not safe, bro.
I was sitting in the
Doesn't
car
feel
and
safe.
I was sitting in the car and I was thinking, like, do I do this for the story? I mean, it is a story. Now, I don't know. This doesn't happen often. Like, it is something to at least experience. Get my I don't know, what do you call it? Get mileage out of this life, this one life that I have. And I was
You're
sitting in the
completely
car.
fucking insane.
And I was sitting in the car.
Insane for thinking
and it was-
that.
Well, it wasn't an orgy. It was just like, I don't know. I think it was just like a random three. I don't know. It was a random three. Some random person from bar. And I was thinking like, and I was sitting in the car and I was like, feeling like, I don't know. Am I this person? Am I this person? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel weird about this. And then luckily, the other girl was like, she was just way too hammered to do anything. And I was like, thank God. I get like a moral way to get out of this. But like,
I have I have definitely bitched out of threesomes though.
yeah,
100%
it's
have.
a
100%
pretty
have.
intimidating bit because you're like, what the fuck is? I don't know. You think it's cool until you're in the situation where it's like,
You're about to do it, and you get terrified. You get fucking
yeah,
I'm
and then
scared.
it's
I
just
wanna do
and then
this.
it's one of those things where it's like you realize that you're really not comfortable. It's not even necessarily
with
the
more
fact
than
that
one person being there, you realize
not-
like, oh shit, I don't feel comfortable with this. All of a sudden, it hits like it hits you like a splash of water in the face. It's like, oh, I don't feel comfortable. I don't like this.
No, you know what the problem is? The problem is it's not even that. Like, that's like not a fucking, like, whatever. Like, that to me, like, doesn't matter at all. To me, the issue comes in where it's usually you, a partner, or somebody you care about, and then some random person that you don't know. And that's the
Yeah.
thing. It's like, I don't know this person. And so it's like, well, is there a way that I can do this? It's like, yeah, with a person I know. But if it's with a person you know, then that's its own
awkward.
minefield. And that's like, it's just like, I don't know, like the logistics of making that work are so stressful to navigate that it's better just not to even bother with it. Like I've found. So like
It's not worth it. Yeah, it's
No, it's not worth it. And like, man,
not worth it, man.
to be fucking Sneeko.
You think you're gonna be wearing you think you're gonna be ready, and everybody's like, yeah, I'm fucking, I can't wait, dude, I'd fucking, and then you get presented with it. That's happened
And it
to me
wasn't-
2 times,
and it wasn't even a
each time
Sneeko
I'm like, nah, man.
And it wasn't even like a Sneeko situation. It was literally, it was the only 2 times that it's happened to me. It's been a girl every time. So it's me and 2 girls. And I'm just like thinking like, what the I don't know this person. What if I wake up and my wallet's
Exactly.
gone? You know?
I don't know if they have anything. I don't know if they
Yeah,
have
I don't know if they
anything.
have
I don't know,
anything. Like, I can't like.
I don't know. I don't want to
I'm gonna
like.
be
I don't.
thinking-
I get scared. I'm like, what if I do with this girl and then like my girlfriend sees and she gets mad because every girl's like, I'm not gonna get mad, and then they get mad. They're like, you
It's a
cheated
lie.
on me, and I'm like,
It's a
what?
lie.
Like I didn't cheat on you. You were like, you told me to. You said I could do that. Like yeah, but you'll say no. And it's like I should have said no because that's obviously a fucking trap. Oh man, they're just going through it.
It's a tricky. Like I've just learned that generally it's like just no is the right answer. these
Obviously a
things.
trap.
It
It's
sucks.
obviously a trap.
I would very much like for the world to not be so annoying, but alas it is.
Alas, here we are.
So Sneeko, my guy, I don't know what the hell you were thinking.
You should have kept that to yourself, Sneeko. I'm just saying,
You
buddy.
should have kept that. Like, I don't know how old he
Should've
is
shut
either.
the
I don't know
fuck
how,
up, bro.
like, because he's younger, right? He's like 23 or something. Like, how old is Sneeko?
I don't care. I don't have remorse for him. He should have shut the fuck up.
I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to
Stupid
figure
bitch.
out, like, because the first time I was approached, I was definitely, I was like 17, I think, maybe
That's
18.
crazy. I was like 20, and I was like, no.
I was in college because I started college like early because like my birthday's all fucked. But like, let me see, Sneeko age. He's 24 years old. Yeah, no, you should know better, bro. I'm sorry, man. You should know better. Don't do this shit. God Christ.
Stupid, foolish
Foolish fucking
foolishness.
fool. Also very crazy.
He wanted to go. He wanted to go, dude.
Also just fucking
Let's go to
insane.
orgy.
Dude, it's insane if it's look, it's one thing. Okay, look, I get it, right? It's an alluring prospect in some ways. And then you go and then you're like, maybe you have anxiety, but then you think like, maybe this anxiety is something I should push through, right? And it's like, all right, fine. But then as you're sitting there and you're feeling like super uncomfortable and you don't say anything, that's crazy. And then beyond that, to go and tell that story as if it's anybody's business.
He didn't have to tell anyone.
He didn't have to
That's
tell
what
a
makes
single-
it worse.
He could have went to the grave with that. He could have went to the grave with that, and he
Easily,
would have been way
easily.
better off. He would have been
Easily. He
way
could
better
have
off.
just never told anyone that. That could have just been like, we all have our fucking things we've done that we're like, I'm not proud of that.
1,000,000%.
And
Nothing
that
like
could have
this.
just been like him.
Nothing like
personal.
this, to be honest.
Personal, exactly. Like, oh man, I'm not proud. I'm not proud of the time I freaking, beat off on my way from while I was driving to school. I'm not proud of the time I fucking, kicked that dog and it ended up rolling into the street and get hit by a car. I'm not proud of that,
Yeah.
But you don't go out and be like, yeah, I saw my girlfriend get fucking triple teamed and I held her hand through the experience. It's like,
It's just embarrassing.
what?
And the thing about it is like there's nothing to learn from it either. It's not like he was explaining. It's not like he was like explaining this as like a way to show that I was in this situation and like I was uncomfortable, but I didn't say anything, and like I regret that now, and like I've learned a lot about like fucking just I don't know, just my own. It was nothing like that. He was just telling the story, and he was surprised that people were confused by it. It was so confusing.
He's just a fucking.
If I'm
he's
gonna
just a fucking Yancy.
if I'm ever going to tell a story about shit that I'm not proud of, it's like at the bare minimum, it's going to be in the context of like at the very least, maybe like opening up a door for other people who are like maybe in a similar position who like might, you know what I mean? Like just providing context for people.
Even that,
And
it's
even
just
that,
nah,
it's like, it's
dude.
not my fucking business to do that. It's not my fucking job to
Nah,
help you
man.
through
It's
your
like-
shit.
it's like
I'm not your
like,
therapist.
Yeah, dude. I'm not
And
doing-
listen, man, if you need therapy sessions, I'll tell you what. Don't come over to patreon.com/thesnarktank.
and give us your money.
$25 patrons. I will personally get ChatGPT and have it help all of you.
That's a terrifying prospect that one day ChatGPT is going to be the best place to get therapy.
That's crazy. That doesn't even feel impossible. In fact, that feels very probable, actually. Like I feel like
It feels very
if there's-
likely, in fact.
I mean, honestly,
ChatGPT, dude.
a very logical robot giving therapy. I don't know. That
It
could,
might tell you. It might tell you to unplug though.
the issue is with that. It's like it's probably like it. There's no middle ground with that. It's either
Yeah, it might just say
the
don't
best.
plug.
It's either going to be the best therapist that we could possibly have because it's just so right and so reasoned and so devoid of any cloudy like bullshit, and it doesn't have personal problems. It doesn't have anything. Or it's going to be so monstrously cold and unfeeling that we're going to have a bunch of like Sheldons running around afterwards. It's like, well, this girl broke my heart, but it doesn't matter because actually, the world is just a bunch of random atoms, and it doesn't really, what's to say, like, I beat a girl over the head with a crowbar, and like, is that a moral negative? I don't know. Like, I mean, it's just atoms. Like, big fucking deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. One of those two things is going to happen, and it won't be in the middle. It won't be like, this therapist is okay. No
There's
chat
never
GP
middle ground
therapist.
anymore.
No person with a chat GP therapist is going to be like, yeah, it's all right. No. It's either
Like
going to be
ChatGPT,
life-changing
dude.
in like a positive or negative way, and that's it. What are you struggling with?
Why did you kill yourself, man? Chat GBT, dude.
Chat GPT did.
It's easy, man. What's the next question, dude? The fuck, man? The fuck's going on, bro? What the hell? It's so fucking crazy.
All right,
Chat GPT, dude.
let's move along. Let's move along to the little question document. Logan Paul's directorial debut, Charlotte's Web. That'd be fucking insane. Hey, snarky fellas. I will be turning 25 on March 20th, and I was just curious if any of you guys went through or are still going through a quarter-life crisis. Or for Derek, do you feel like you've entered a midlife crisis, as I often see myself as not making it past 60 or 70 years old? Thanks, and keep cranking out the content for my withering ear canals. So we'll keep this question for next time because I do kind of want to hear Derek's thing on this. But I mean, do I feel like I'm going through a quarter life crisis? No, I don't know what that means really.
At 25, I went through that.
Really, at
I went
25?
through like a serious period of time where I was like trying to really think about what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be. And I feel like that's like a period of time when like I really did a lot of work on on becoming a better person. I was 25. I made like a lot of like serious strides to like, okay, I wanna do this. That's what I got. That's like when I was in school and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna drop out until I at least get this degree. That's when I was like, just a lot of things. Like I gotta get like a financial security that I didn't have before. So definitely like that year brought a lot of like necessary change to my mind.
Yeah,
But that's just like me. Some people just don't go through that, and it makes sense.
I think I don't know if it's necessarily to do with being 25 though. I think like because for
It
me,
happened at 25 for me.
For me, like what I would describe as something that's close to this. I wouldn't consider it a crisis necessarily, but I think the pandemic spurred a lot of shit on. Where I was starting to like think a lot about like, these are like patterns that are emerging, and I don't want these to continue. But I don't know if that was like a crisis. It was just like, I have to think about it. And I think, quite frankly, more people should be thinking about this a lot more often. Like these things. Like, I'm when I was 25, I had this like big realization, and then I changed a bunch of things. And it's like, well, you should always be. The world is changing constantly, and so you should be able to consistently be able to react to that and change what needs to be changed. Reinforce what needs to be reinforced. Like I noticed for me, I was jumping from. I never stayed single for a long time, and I was jumping from like relationship to relationship, and it was like a bad idea. Because I never actually like got that time to process any of it, and like that was a big problem during the pandemic. And now it's like, okay, well, I'm 29, so I guess it's technically like a quarter life thing, maybe. I don't know, but I think it was less to do about the timing and more about the fact that like I just so happen to be an adult now. This massive global fucking catastrophe is happening, and I'm forced to just sit with all these thoughts.
Yeah,
I think the pandemic
made a lot of people realize like they weren't okay.
Yeah.
I got this like, I'm not fine. Like I thought I was.
Yeah.
And for me, I was just like, damn, I'm like not like being like, I don't know, being alone in my mind. I never really was alone in my mind to that degree, but I realized I was like, I'm not quite as like, fuck this. Some people are really going through shit right now, and I'm kind of just all right, you know?
Yeah. I think I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people had that at 20 if they were in college at the time during that shit, because that was fucking nuts. Dude, we had like 5 people in our apartment, and we were like wiping groceries and fucking buying beans and rice in bulk. We were fucking, it was like such a weird, everybody looked unkempt because there was no reason to be kempt, and also like every barber was closed.
It feels like a long time ago. It feels like a long time ago, but also it's like, it feels like a little bit ago at the same time, which is very fucking. It's
like a temporal anomaly. Like it feels ages ago, but it just happened. But also, it's 3 years ago. That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's crazy that it's 3 years ago because it was a good year of our lives.
Just
At
gone.
least we're just fucking completely shattered, just gone. Like in a lot of like really meaningful ways too. Like I couldn't do a
Yeah.
lot of shit that I really was like really getting geared up to. I was gonna fly to London. I was gonna fly to fucking, all over the world that year because I was making a document. I wanted to make a documentary about E3. I had interviews lined up with like people in the industry, like big people, like people I couldn't believe that I actually got them to sit down with me. Especially at the time when I was like a relatively controversial person. It was crazy. And then all of a sudden, bam, everything stops. And it's just like, well, fuck, this blows. And then I had to go back to making normal videos, and that sucked even harder because it's like you're ready to like kind of move beyond this in some way, and now you're just stuck. That was fucking horrible.
Definitely weird energy. Definitely like strange time. Definitely like a wild endeavor. Like definitely wild.
I don't think
And
we've thought. I
endeavor.
don't think we've fully thought about at all like how bizarre that time. Like because
Oh no, I thought about it a lot, dude.
we thought about it a lot, but I don't think I'll put it this way: it's crazy to me that just happened, and we don't think about it anymore.
I mean,
Like, do you think about the pandemic at all?
I think about it because of the fact of how much time I lost. Like I lost like 2 years of my life just stuck in my room. 2 years of my life when I was making better money than I ever had in my life.
Yep.
I was in my latest 20s, but I was just like, still like that was the time to go out and do stuff. I didn't see my girl. Remember, I didn't see Lily for like 5 months.
You saw Lily. You didn't not see Lily for 5 months.
Nah, dude, for like 4 months, I did not see her, dude.
That's
The
crazy.
whole time we lived at I saw her one time. Remember?
Really?
We lived at our place in our other place.
Yeah.
Before we shot it to the other place. I didn't see her
Before
at
we moved,
all
yeah,
that
yeah.
whole first time.
That's kind of nuts.
It's insane. We just put a plug. We held it. Everything got held. That's why. Like technically, like I'm 29, but emotionally, I didn't get to do anything for my fucking 27th and 28th birthday.
Yeah, it feels.
Well, no, not my
that's-
20. Like my 26th and 27th year of my life was just kind of nothing.
I feel kind of the same. Like it feels like because I'm turning 30 this year, but it doesn't feel like that because I feel like I
Yeah.
didn't really live 2 whole years of this. Like I
Yo,
feel like
can I take off those years, bro? Take them off. Can I just jot them off?
I mean, I feel like sincerely, based on like what I see around, like I do feel like more like a 27-year-old than a fucking nearly 30-year-old, like 1,000,000%. And I
little
think a
bit,
lot of
a
that is
little
because
bit.
of like a lot of the shit happened. Like it sucks.
And what's worse for us is that we didn't even experience that bad because we were at least a lot
We
of
were at
the
least adults.
Yeah,
And-
dude, my niece didn't get to walk.
I mean, whatever.
That's an important experience, man. I think for everybody.
I think I think not walking is one thing. I think actually spending 2 years not being physically in school is way worse. Like that, like
Oh yeah,
spending
definitely.
spending
Yeah.
2 years not physically in a school environment, not in like classrooms, not having those like I don't know early morning like meetups with friends and then post
Like
like
social interaction,
after school
dude.
social interaction. I feel like that's way worse than like walking. I walked to graduation, and I can't even begin to explain to you how little that meant to me. It was
It meant
so,
a lot for me.
I was cackling. Like I walked
I was
up,
high as shit, but it meant a lot to me.
I walked up, I grabbed my fucking piece of paper that wasn't even the real diploma anyway, because that's not how any of that works. And then I just sat down and I was like, this fucking, I would so much rather be doing anything else right now. It was so dumb. Because what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like I give a shit like what this random establishment says. Like we were in West Bumblefuck upstate New York. Like I don't care. I don't care about a degree from this place. The fuck? Especially a mandatory one. Like fuck this.
Yeah, like I remember the last because I worked hard throughout high school, and high school was just a lot. Like for me, it was just like a lot of like experiences that like though, because like for real shit for high school, real shit. This is very, very real. Me being very honest, high school meant very little, but at the time, it meant the world.
I know what you mean.
It means very little. It meant nothing. Like at the end of the day, you really don't learn very much. You really don't do very much because that's the way high school is built in this country, you know. And in other countries in high school, by towards the end of the high school, you start going into what you're probably going to do, you know? They're like,
Yeah.
hey, 11th grade hits. You want to do film? All right, here's communication shit in high school to set you up to go into that field later on, you know, which is how it should be. But hey, that's something I just can't change about how much I cry about it.
Yeah.
But then what happens is, when I got through high school, I felt like a really serious accomplishment. And I was going to go to like a UC, and I was thinking about it because I had a bunch of like decently high scores. I was like, I chose not to. And I feel like a lot of my learning came from this experience of like working and being around other people. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad I had that, you know, but other people just didn't have that experience, you know, some people just didn't have it. Also, like going to school online, having like teachers not be able to, no one was prepared to teach online. I wasn't an online teacher already.
Dude, I hated
And
when
and
because
teachers fucking floundering, not knowing how to do shit, just ruining classes. It's just fucking,
Yeah, I remember being in college, like my last year of college, that was like starting to be a thing. Like we're like, oh, you go through the education portal on this website, and there was always these like poorly designed interfaces with these like really fucking annoying like
Terrible,
logins, and it's just like a really unnecessarily confusing. It's like I remember just being like, yo, can I just hand in my paper? Can I just like I don't know, man. I hated that shit. I was so glad. I feel really, really lucky that I got to get the fuck out of the education system before that started becoming like really, really normal, because I would have fucking hated that. Like the idea, like fusing education with the internet, something that was like completely like separated at one point. It was like, okay, like this is where I go to make videos for my friends online and like where I have fun. And then all of a sudden, like having it, I feel like that would have totally, I probably wouldn't have done YouTube if I was like forced to be on the internet like that much for fucking college. That would have sucked every bit of life out of me.
The reason that's why, like, I'm glad, like, right now I'm not going back yet. I haven't decided to jump back into college yet. I know I have to because I've spent too much time not doing it. I need one more year in my clinicals. Then I'm officially a registered nurse.
Yeah.
And I might as well go back, you know, like I might as well just finish that last piece. But like, I'm really not excited to go back. Like, really not excited. Like, I'm taking my time, dude. Like, maybe in 29, I'll register and I'll be like, I'll get this over with.
Yeah.
But it's just not, the way school works is just stupid. Everything's dumb. What's the next question? Everything's fucking stupid,
Everything is
man.
dumb. Let's move on.
Everything's so fucking stupid. And it costs so much. Oh my God, dude.
That was what got me. I was like, fuck, man, I can't.
Thank the dude. So there's this nursing program in Cali called West Coast or Western Medical, where you pay $100,000 for the program, and it takes people that are the dumbest motherfuckers ever and get them prepared to become a nurse. And I'm like, yo, why would I pay that much? I literally have good enough grades to not have to worry about that. I already got accepted to more than one nursing program. But the idea is that you can just do that and become a nurse now. Just do that. Any fucking jackass. Because the way the school system is broken. It's stupid. You don't need all that shit to become a nurse.
It's fucking ludicrous.
You don't need all these stupid ass measurements and all these fucking things. All the things they're making you memorize, something will tell you that when you need to do it. And it's just like, why am I doing that? Why am I doing this then? In case you need to. It's like, you don't ever need to. There are systems in place to help me do this. How come this motherfucker never had a nursing experience in his life can stay home and take care of his mother who's elderly and sick? Why do I need this? Why do I need to do this? It's I'm done. I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get back and not go back. So stop talking about it.
Let's move on. God Emperor Sweeney wrote in. He says, "Hey y'all. So I think we can agree that kids are insane, and I wanted to throw the question: what was the most insane / worst thing you did as a kid? Mine was when I was in 6th grade. I sent this kid with special needs to give raspberries to this kid I hated. Now I agree. This is what we call demonic, but the whole situation makes me laugh regardless." That's insane. I don't know how I'd feel about that.
That's nuts. That's just crazy.
That is a lot to convince.
This is a crazy thing you made that you initiated.
Convincing a special needs kid to give somebody you hated raspberries on their stomach is fucking. That is honestly insane. That is That's funny.
That is
That is
crazy.
funny. That is funny because that is funny because you were a kid.
And you were resourceful too.
Yeah, it's actually like really
You're
fucking
like,
clever.
this guy's different. This person's not gonna like. I'll make this guy do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make him do that.
And then if he says it's you who told him to do it, you can just pretend like you didn't hear it, and everybody's gonna assume you're right. It's a whole thing. It's a whole fucking situation that you've got going on.
It's good tech, though. Good tech.
You had a plan, and I appreciate that. I think that's great. But as far like the most insane, I was pretty level-headed as a kid. Like I never really like I didn't go out of my way to find trouble because I just didn't care. I didn't care for it. I didn't understand. Like everybody was like, when I met kids who were like, let's play with fire, and it's like, why? Like why? Why are we playing with fire? Like what's the point? Like you're gonna burn down everybody. You're gonna burn a kid alive, and then you're gonna be fucking. You're gonna be tried as an adult. I think I grew up too quickly. I think that's what happened. Like I grew up like when I was really
You're gonna
fucking
be tried
little.
as an adult.
I remember when I was 8
try
years
as a
old.
grown up, and they're gonna put you away.
I remember when I was 8 years old, a friend of mine tried to convince me to dodge traffic. That was a real thing. Like he's like, let's run across the street and like try not to get hit. And I'm like, and I remember I was 8 years old at this time, and I remember vividly telling him, and it wasn't like specifically these words, but this is what I was conveying. Like just convert all this vocabulary to child vocabulary. Like, do you understand that if somebody hits us, we will die and also probably careen them into another car, killing them as well? Like, it's possibly like a really, really horrible set of circumstances waiting to happen today, and it's going to ruin our night for sure. So, like, let's just play Marvel vs. Capcom. And he agreed. But I was just like, I couldn't, like, the fact that, like, there were people out there who were like, yeah, let's dodge drive. I'm like, bro, I don't know. I never.
That's crazy. What I had planned. I was a fucked kid. I was a fucking little problem causer. I got like stuck on a fire escape once. The cops had to help me down. I threw a fireball at my fucking window.
That's a classic.
Definitely took the wrong train. Ended up in Manhattan. Where I lived in the Bronx with the Manhattan coordinates of it. So like I was on 161st Street in Manhattan. And I was just, no, not Manhattan. I think it was it Manhattan? I think it was Manhattan because I saw water. So it was probably Manhattan. I was on like, what else did I do? Like I ran away from home. I was just a dumbass little kid.
Yeah, no,
I was a bad kid. I was a bad one.
I learned all of, like, well, not all of, but like a lot of adulthood's anxieties really, really early. And it's not because of my parents or anything. It's literally just because, like, growing up in New York, especially, like, 2001 was a particularly, like, fucked year. For various reasons that I'm sure people understand, but also, like, other personal things that happened in my life at that point, too. And so, like, I was just, like by the time I was, like, 8, I was just blown away that kids were just, like, walking around, like, wide-eyed and, like, fucking, like, ooh, everything's so magical. I'm like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Do you understand that terrorists attacked us? That's crazy. That is wild.
You get that? You understand what happened just then?
And I wasn't like
Terrorists.
a buzz. I wouldn't like intentionally like ruin anybody's day. Like I wouldn't be like a buzzkill about it. I wouldn't like be like, don't you under fucking stand? But I was thinking it. I was definitely thinking like, how you want me to play Yu-Gi-Oh? Like how do you expect me to care about
How
this?
do you play Yu-Gi-Oh right now when all this is happening?
Like I could not do it. And so like I just think I had a really like I had a pretty early understanding of consequences. And then like when I was in like early 20s, I was just like, I'm tired of caring. And then I immediately like went off the fucking I made up for all that stuff. That was when I was like I was getting alcohol poisoning, and I was like I would find myself like in like I don't even know, like Canada on like a whim, and I'm like, why am I here? Like, what the fuck is going on? And I just went hard on the paint. Like when Jalen and I first moved out here, it was ridiculous. We were getting into constant trouble. Like we got into a fight at a party, and then we woke up in a fucking Home Depot, looking at PVC pipes. I'll never forget
You
that.
got into a fight at a party? That's insane.
We got it wasn't like it was such a confusing. It was a birthday party for this girl, and she was throwing it at her apartment, and everybody was drinking. There was absinthe, there was tequila, there were gummy worms that were soaked in alcohol. Everybody was fucking indulging because we were like 22. It was like fucking just insanely irresponsible, dangling off of balconies and shit. It's bad. But I remember the birthday girl was like swiping at us, and I think it was like,
I know who this is.
yeah, you do know. Let's keep it. Let's
Yeah.
not. We're not going to use names. But the birthday girl was swiping at us because she was like small and she was like play fighting, but she didn't understand that a person is still a person. And like if you're 4'11", you can still like. I mean, if you punch somebody in the head, it hurts, bro. Like like you've got bones. You're not a 60-year-old with osteoporosis who's gonna like turn into a fucking Drake's coffee cake the second you meet any type of wind resistance. You're a capable adult human. And so she was slapping us, and then like we were like defending, and I was like, what the fuck? And it was play fight. She was laughing, ah ha ha. It's like almost like like vaguely flirtatious. And I was like, all right, look, man, I don't even know what's what right now. So like none of this is happening, but also I can't really defend myself because she's so small and I might kill her. So it was just like this whole game. She hit our friend Jalen in the back of the head with like a statue, I'm pretty sure. Like, it was fucking crazy.
My God.
It was fucking nuts. And it wasn't even malicious. It was just like, we were all so fucked up because we all had absinthe, which was like don't try absinthe, really. Like, it's not really worth
That
it.
shit is disgusting, bro.
It's disgusting and it's hallucinogenic.
Were you there? We were at one of our friends' houses, and then like Jalen brought absinthe. This is like more recently, like as adults. And he took a sip, he took one cup, and he started sweating instantly. And I was like, dude, that's not all right. And we were all drinking it, and everybody was just like, this is bad. And one of our friends who's a drinker, he took a sip and he was like, this is disgusting.
That's wild.
And I was just like, this is not good. I don't like this. We finished the bottle because obviously, it's open. Might as well finish it.
Respect.
We were all like fucking, we were all like, this is disgusting. And Lily was like, that tastes like evil Listerine.
It is evil Listerine.
That tastes like evil Listerine. And I was like, yeah, it's really bad.
It tastes like it would clean anything. Like like absinthe tastes like you could pour it on Chernobyl and it'd be fine, probably. Like it would be like it would wash it away.
It tastes like if you like oh man, I killed this person as a blood stain. Pour that on the carpet.
Right out. It's murder material. It's murder material. But
oh man, don't drink that shit, guys. Don't just don't, man.
Yeah, but no, that was
Moscato. Don't drink Moscato and eat that fucking worm, bro. Eat the worm of the Moscato. You have fun feeling like shit for the next 8 hours, dude.
Honestly, though, hangover cure, just fucking... You can drink as much as you want, and if you just remember to drink Pedialyte, you're fine. Like, it is amazing. Like, when I discovered Pedialyte, I was like, oh, there's just no drawbacks now. Like, actually. Like, I just have to, like, remember, like, how much I've had, and then I'm fine. But, like, at the same time...
Pedialyte and Gatorade. Like, yeah, this things put electrolytes back in your body.
Yeah, at the same time, though, don't... Like, absinthe is not... I don't know, man. If you're young, if you're like 20 or something, like go ahead, sure, fucking,
I'm not gonna have
that experience.
If you're 21,
right,
have that experience.
Well,
but
I mean, people would fucking drinking. I actually didn't drink until I was 21. Actually,
I definitely started drinking much later.
I think maybe I started drinking. Maybe
because I remember when you first started drinking like Mike's Hards, and that's when we were all like 19, 20.
Yeah.
And because I remember for a long time you hated alcohol, and whenever like me and our friend Elliot and like Aaron and all of the ones that were like actually drinkers would drink, you'd be like, nah, I'm good. And then, like, I remember as you got older, you started drinking Mike's Hard, and I was like, look at you little baby drinks. And you were like, it tastes good, and it's refreshing.
It doesn't taste good. It does not taste good. Mike's Hard Lemonade is horrible. I understand why I liked it when I was younger, because it's like it kind of eases you in. But, like, my God. I had one somewhat recently because it was, like, there at a party or something. When I say recently, I'm saying, like, the last, like, year or two, maybe. But, like, It is fucked. It is so much sugar. It is so fucking insane.
Oh, it's very sugary. Yes,
it's too sugary. It's too sugary for me. Like, I can't do it. But it's a good starter. It's a good starter drink. It's like it eases you into like, okay, you get used to the bitterness and there's enough sugar in it to kind of like undercut it, and then you start drinking like for real stuff.
The problem with Mike's Hard is that you can. I've drank them when I was thirsty before, and that was a bad idea. Don't drink alcohol when you're thirsty. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's a mistake I've made more than once. Cause I'm just fucking, you're just thirsty. You're like, after a party, you drink a little bit. You're like, I'm really thirsty. Cold Mike's hard. You drink that and you're like, oh, I'm still really thirsty.
I've settled.
And then you just get really fucked up.
I've settled into a habit of just like, if I'm gonna have a drink, it's like a Moscow Mule, or like if for whatever, it depends on the event. If it's like a beer place, I'll be like, all right, I'll get a Guinness, I guess. I don't really like beer. But Guinness is the only one that I can stomach.
I don't drink anymore, so I don't know. Like, if I drink, it's a very rare occurrence. I really don't like drinking.
It is too much of a social. It's too much of a social thing, and I'm just like, I might as well. Like, I don't have like an aversion. I'm not like an alcoholic or anything. I don't have like an addiction to it, so it's like whatever. I'll have a Moscow
Lily's
Mule.
family drinks like fucking crazy, bro. Oh my god.
They're Spanish,
and my family doesn't. My family does not. No one drinks in my family. My sister doesn't drink. I don't drink.
Would you say that
my
your family is?
cousin
Would you say your family is less? As far as like the two halves of what you are, would you say that they lean away, like more away from Spanish? And
my grandma's very Spanish,
but that's it.
But she is half. That is the thing.
But what I mean is like the general.
Products.
What I mean is like the general composition of your family, like vibes wise, like it's probably not like super Spanish.
It depends. It depends on the side, because my grandma's children are all black people. We're all black. Like everyone that has last name Jameson.
But I would wager
black.
that half of the family doesn't drink that much.
You're right. And then then my other side, all of my Hispanic cousins, like they drink like wildfire. They love it.
Spanish people. It's not Irish. Irish, like, it's not that, like, Ireland motherfuckers.
And British people too, dude.
They get fucking hammered, but I've noticed this because my entire family's Hispanic. Like, all of them. Like, the entire fucking thing. And so, like, New Year's happens, and it's hilarious. It's, like, not quite belligerent. No one's an alcoholic. No one's, like, losing their minds. But everybody is absolutely drinking. And it's interesting. Like, I've just noticed that. That's a fascinating.
We don't drink that much.
That's kind of interesting. That's true.
We are like we just don't do it. We just don't.
I feel like Jalen's family. I feel like Jalen's family doesn't really drink that much either. As far as I know.
I don't know if it's aversion to. I don't know. I guess I just didn't see anyone drinking growing up, so no one drank. No one drank. No one smoked.
No, see, I noticed.
Like my uncle Joseph.
Uncle
Joseph smoked, but that's it.
Yeah, I just noticed it. It was just like something interesting. It's like I didn't see a lot, like because I had a lot of black friends, especially younger. Like obviously, like now I've had the same friends for a long time, but when I was littler and I would go over to like my friend Dakota or Justin from high school. Mm-hmm. They're like no alcohol whatsoever. Like they had like cooking alcohol and that's about it. And I was like, this is so fucking interesting. Like, I wonder, like, I don't know. Like, I didn't know what to make of that because it's like, whatever. But, like, I just thought it was, like, fucking fascinating. That's, like, an observation that I've noticed.
We don't drink. We don't drink like that. We're also religious. I guess that's why. Well, my grandma's religious, and she raised us with those values.
I mean, Hispanics are fucking very religious. I just don't think they care. They care less. I think they're, like, performatively religious more often than not.
Yeah, no, it's definitely performative. A lot of people are more performative than anything, They're like, I'm Christian until I cheat on my fucking husband.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, of course you are, dude.
I'm straight. I'm vegan. I'm vegan until that fucking man. I'm just really high, and that taco truck looks
cheeseburger
fucking
sounds
good.
Really good.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, whatever. Sure. Fucking sure.
But like for me, it was never drank. So like now, like because when the times where I would come home drunk myself, because I had like a drinking phase. And I come home drunk, but that's also why I guess we all did that. We all like drank a little bit when we were younger. We were like, oh yeah, this is kind of not my thing.
I mean, I like it. I like it now actually more that I know like where my limits are and like how to navigate it. Because when I was like young, I mean, it was a lot of fun when like we were starting out like out here and just getting drunk all the time. It was fucking hilarious. But I didn't like it as much. Like now it's like, oh, I know exactly like how much I have. I know exactly where my limits are. I never wake up with hangovers anymore, even when I don't have fucking Pedialyte. I'm never fucking going off on the deep end. I'm never like running across the street fucking naked or some shit.
But I also just don't. I don't smoke either anymore either. Like I just stopped doing that as well.
I never really. I only smoked a little bit, and I don't like smoking. Like in general, like the process of taking like this stick that's on fire, bringing it up to my fucking lips, inhaling it into my fucking lungs, and feeling it burn. And then like blow. I don't
it's
like
not
that.
supposed to burn.
Well, you know what I mean. Like the holding it in your lungs and having that. Like I don't like that feeling at all. Like I don't like the experience of smoking at all. I like weed. I like taking like a little bit of edibles, like tiny edibles, just so I can.
I prefer smoking. But that's because of the fact that I like that was a cultural thing. You know, like that's like a fucking.
That was not a cultural thing for
in
me.
New York. In New York, growing up in like any like ghetto area of New York, everyone smokes, dude. If you don't smoke, you don't get invited to places. Because I remember when I stopped smoking, I stopped getting invited to places. And I was like, oh, really? This is weird. No one's inviting me. Because even like out here, when I was like definitely like way more like towards like I would smoke like once in a blue moon before. Whenever you stop smoking, whenever you become the person that's just not doing shit, people don't invite you. It's like, oh, yeah, this king's not gonna do anything. You know, he's just gonna chill. You know, like that's not fun for him. And it's people just being actually accommodating. You're like, oh, he's not gonna really enjoy what we're gonna do, so we're not gonna just drag him out here to just be chilling in a room with the dog for the next 6 hours while we're all drinking and smoking and snoring whatever the fuck we're doing. So I understand. So I don't hold anything from it. When I was younger, I was like, fuck those guys.
Yeah,
they're stupid.
Yeah,
and now I'm like, I get it.
Most I can do is like a little bit of an edible because it just makes everything funny, and then I think of funnier. I think of enough that I can think of hilarious shit and then write it down. Because there's the degree where like I would take edibles, and then I would laugh the hardest I've laughed at things that we were saying, and then I wouldn't write any of them down, and I would forget them all, and I would be like, God damn it, that sucks. Now I know exactly how much I need to like get that boost and then like write them all down. Alcohol I've cut back on. I still smoke cigars every once, like very rarely, like maybe like twice a year max.
Bro, I've smoked 2 cigars in my life.
Occasion. I like cigars.
I smoked like 2 cigars in my life, and I was like, because my encounter with cigars, like, oh, this is just what a blunt is. Like, oh man, I could turn that into a good blunt.
That would
now
be
I'm just like,
a cigar full of weed is fucking insane.
well, no, that's what it is, dude. When you're
smoking
smoking like a blunt or like a Dutch or anything like that, they're just a gutted cigar. It's a black amount as you gut.
Yeah.
And you're
I
like,
don't know.
damn, dude. How much money? But also, who the fuck's buying like you're buying Dutch Masters, you know? Those are not fucking good cigars.
No.
They're not like $37 Cuban cigars. Each one is like fucking $40 Cubans. And you're like, what the hell? And
to be fair, a lot of cigars, I haven't really, cigars are weird because I wouldn't describe them as good. It's just so much as like, when you're smoking a cigar, your brain goes into a weird headspace because it's not like doing weed. You're not inhaling. I'm sure like some people know that. I'm sure there are other people listening to the podcast who don't, because I know that I remember the first time I had a cigar, no one told me that, and it was fucking awful. But I don't know. It puts your head into this weird headspace where it's like, this feels kind of.
You smoke cigarettes, actually.
I bet it's probably the same.
Well, similar.
Yeah, I would.
Cigarettes, you inhale the smoke and you blow it out. You know.
Right.
Cigars, you just puff it into your mouth. You get the flavor of the cigar,
and then you
exhale it. That's cigars.
Which I
didn't know that either. I didn't know that at all.
I feel a lot more comfortable with that, just health wise. It's still not good for you, but like I mean, it's nothing really is. So as long as you're not doing it like fucking, if you're smoking cigars daily, bro, like you're fucked. Like you're not having it. You're not. Yeah. You're not long for this world.
Dude, I stopped smoking a long time ago, and my lungs are still fucking healthy lungs for the most part. You know, like we weren't smoking. Like I know people that have been smoking for years, and then they go on like fucking mile runs, and it's like,
crazy,
how do you do that? And it's like, oh no, you just, because your lungs are stronger than we think they are, obviously. So it's like, oh, like no, dude, I just don't smoke all the time, and I kind of eat fine, and then I just go on a run or something like that. And it's like, that's crazy that people do shit like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, that's all
Don't
of
do
our
drugs,
questions.
though, kids, unless you want to.
Don't. Yeah, I mean, partake responsibly. I would
bunch of
say.
drugs.
Here's what I would say. Honestly, like sincerely, like if there's anybody listening to this who is like younger or whatever, sincerely, a lot of the shit that they tell you about like weed and like a lot of this stuff is like remarkably overblown. And I remember being like fucking really annoyed that was the case. Because it was just like this lie, basically. Like,
It's lies. It's tons of lies.
weed's gonna fucking and you should obviously like it's with anything. It's I would make the same argument with video games. I would make the same argument with porn. I would make the same argument with literally anything that's even remotely dopamine oriented. Where it's like you just got to be careful with how you indulge in it. Like it's not a matter of like whether or not it's healthy or unhealthy. Like all the healthy and unhealthy things about it come from your habits with it. Like you can
agree.
absolutely you can smoke weed your entire fucking life and it's healthy as long as you're not fucking like every fucking moment of every day, like 3 times a day. You know what I mean? Like you can,
Yeah, absolutely.
I've
A very
had-
important thing is moderation. Moderation is the key to everything. All
except
of those
sugar,
things. You
except
gotta-
sugar because sugar will kill you and we're all fucked because it's in everything.
It's inside us too. So it's just fucked.
Yeah.
Sugar is the culprit. You gotta like, but it's also wildly addictive.
It's so
Like,
good.
To an
It's so good. I
insane,
understand.
hilarious degree.
Sugar is so good, like tasting, that even though we know it's horrible for us, none of us are willing to really give it up in any real meaningful way.
Nah, fuck that. Fuck that.
We as a society, we've been like, you know what, prohibition on alcohol. This drug is illegal. Cocaine is illegal.
Sugar's
but
fine.
sugar, I mean, I'm not comparing the two necessarily. However, sugar is definitely going to, like, if anything's going to kill you, like, in all likelihood, it's probably going to be sugar in some capacity. Like, actually.
Hey man, it tastes great. It tastes
That's all that
great.
matters.
And it tastes great. All right.
I'm a hypocrite. I'm going to go fucking drink, like, the whole fucking iced tea can right now.
It
But
tastes great. It tastes great, and it tastes great.
let's end our episode now.
All right.
Going over our Patreon subscribers, specifically the $25 tier. Remember, you can go over to patreon.com/thesnarktank and get some bonus episodes over there. We just did a really fun writing session of Down with the Dickness. I think you'll all really enjoy it. There's also some other stuff. There's a canceled person fantasy draft. We did like a Steam review guessing game. There's also I think we did one for the writing of Gadioactive as well. That's there if you're curious about that.
Yeah,
There's a
it's
bunch
up.
of other
It's
stuff coming
around.
too. So pop on over there and also leave us nice reviews on iTunes and all your podcast services, all that shit, all the bullshit. So give me a countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Ace Combat is basically Metal Gear with jets. The lore is fucking crazy. Ace Combat lore is that as a premise
that
sounds
shit is
insane.
so- that
That's
shit
like
is
Madden
so-
lore to me. Like how?
You didn't know there was Ace Combat lore, actually?
I didn't know there was a story. I thought it was like you're a pilot and you're fucking
Nah,
piloting.
dude,
things.
you're like the pilot trying to stop the world from like. It's insane. It's like really intense. It's some shit that I found out about like just by happenstance. I found out about Ace Attorney lore. And I was like,
Wait, Ace
what
Attorney?
the
What do you mean?
No, sorry, Ace Combat lore.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is this?
I can't even fucking.
What is
I
this?
don't have the energy for that right now. Doc Jenkins and the Tism Shism. Dad. No, don't worry. This is only gay if you like it. Native American in the cupboard. She Pipkin on my Pippa. I used to sponsor a third world child. Now I pay for this podcast. Congrats on actively making a child's life worse. Jordan Peterson's decrepit finger pointing. Damo Nation. Average clit energy. Imagine if instead of Bazinga, Sheldon said Wigger. Would this be a problem? I mean,
No.
no, it's just a dumb
but
word.
nigga sounds so much funnier though.
It is good.
It's so much funnier. But nigga is so that shit could cure a nation if he said that. If he said that like this on screen, is like but nigga, and it was just like wow.
Wow. 7 seasons. Star
Dude,
Coffee.
young Sheldon has how many seasons? Like what? Like
6.
8? That's crazy.
6 at least. I think the 7th season's airing right now. I'm not sure. You can look that up. Star Coffee, the gorilla that murdered Captain America. Oh, look at that. I have cute penis syndrome. My penis is not small, just cute. Staying hydrated to be ready to piss on Margaret Thatcher's grave at a moment's notice. I watched Bullet Train because of Chris and expended all of my cum and then died. Scream Team, Clit Yeastwood, Transfemme Gremlin, Can Logan Paul abandon a million pigs? My sexual awakening was that quirky goth girl from NCIS, and now my taste in women is ruined forever. Asker, the angelic dungeon master whose father makes really good political points but also doesn't like trans people. I'm not sure what to do. Dr. 8 PhD, very smart guy. Craig the Canadian, it's your boy Shawnee D. Isaac Clarke kicking the shit out of Mutant Baby since 2008. Matt Walsh is a hero of our time. Sweet Baby Gang for life. Indie Butterknife on YouTube. Alternate reality porn. Mr. Rogers is the tightest cum hungry slut on the bang bus. What's with these homies dissing my girl? I live off a diet of coagulated engine grease and pussy water. Holy shit.
That is the strongest man ever.
That's a
threat. That's a cosmic level threat right there.
That's it. I mean, I can speak for half of that diet. It's pretty good.
Pussy water. The
3XO
pussy water diet is good.
Pussy water diet. It's lean, is what it is.
Yeah, definitely less absorption, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. It's the pH, is what it is. 3XO. Noting the Japanese homeless population is inspired by the U.S.'s opioid epidemic. Slapping, eating, stroking, gulping. Emoticons going like this. Stormboy's life and what he like. If you turn the word gullible upside down, it looks like this, and it literally just is.
The word gullible upside down.
I can't read it for you. Call her Little Caesars the way her pussy hot and ready. Drip MH, Lord of Drip. Nancy Pelosi killing a Palestinian with a massive tits. Obi won't you blow me. Loving women is gay. The fuck you kissing on cocksuckers for? You should all listen to the gay cover of The Memory Remains called Lars is Gay. The Messiah of Misogyny, Cuck Norris. All's the wall. Okay, you said it right. Avi, something funny and topical. Gay Puss in Boots be like, who's your favorite fearless homo? Who's your favorite fearless homo? God damn it. Wage Slave 583, I feel gay, fuck you. That movie is still so good, by the way.
I really love that movie. Really good. That movie has the best villain I've seen in almost any movie ever, actually.
It's pretty fucking... It's unreasonable. I was upset when I finished it because I was like, why did they do that? The Papini Brothers Mystery Fighters with Jackie Rippy Doo, Darren Some White Man, culturally unaware Snake the Ever Chosen. Not so fun fact, the great Lance Reddick has passed away. Rest in peace, Commander, and I'm not having a nice day. Tell him Steve Dave, Andre Brooks, Aaron Yeager's defense lawyer, John Strickland, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish would be a perfect movie if Jack Horner was also racist. Merck's 1889. I think he was too. I don't think they made a point of it, but I mean, you can infer. Fuck you, Baltimore. The first church of fuck you, Baltimore. The first church of Keith David. Oh, here he comes. Watch out, boy. He'll suck you off. Oh, here he comes. He's a cum eater. Goops McKenzie. I've been getting blown. I've been fucking a guy. I feel like I come in no time. It feels like my cum ain't mine. Who can relate? Woo. I don't know that
song.
He
made a gay version of the Logic song. I've been blowing loads. I've been sucking some dick. I've been gargling on piss.
I ran over my 2003 Silverado with my new Voodoo Blue 2020 Toyota Tacoma. Pre-Roz, Blake896, the spider that crawls into your mouth while you sleep. Ashlet, the presence that non-verbally encourages people to leave the room now before something happens. God Emperor Sweeney, clean yo dick, bucko. Peterson away, yeah, flies away, hits building. Church of Cammy's abs, absolutely. Tonka, the inbred Cabbage Patch Kid. Blocked by Steve Shives. Alaskan oilfield trash. Lieutenant Lipton's famous wyverns debunking the Pussy Hat incident of 2017. Sue Hulk, the Goutlaw, Nicky Ziggy, Gears of War collection coming to Nintendo Switch with Labo support featuring a fully functional Lancer controller. Lobotomized Jesus, much like Jeffrey Epstein loves all the little children. A teeny tiny little worm creature that lives in Tom Sweeney's ear canal and whispers dark truths to him every night. Jordan Strickland. Oh my God, not Jordan Strickland. Jordan Peterson's Twitter out of 10. I like to chew on Jolly Ranchers. Jackson DuPont, Badly Brave, Hugger Derek, R.I.P. Commander Zavala, Aetherian, Progerian Hunter, Bomber Chan, and as always, rounding out our list, the King of Haphazard.
The King
of Haphazard. And that's it. What are we gonna do now? I'm gonna wait for. Does Resident Evil come out tonight or tomorrow?
Tomorrow,
yeah. They're not doing like a midnight thing?
It comes out the 24th, doesn't it, Chris?
It comes out the 23rd, I'm pretty sure. Let me see.
Let me check.
I could be wrong. Resident, because if that's happening tonight,
I might do that tonight too.
I'm not going to be doing fucking anything. Oh no, you're right. God damn it.
Yeah, because it's tomorrow. I was gonna say if it came out tonight, I would just come over tonight and I'll just play it in the living room.
God damn it. When is Resident? Yeah,
Everybody
March
come over.
24th. All right. Damn it. That means I
That
won't be able to play it
sucks, and
tomorrow
I'm
night.
busy. I'm busy tomorrow night, and I'm busy Friday, which is
Me too.
awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Really
That's what
awesome.
I was hoping. Oh well. Thanks for all your support. We appreciate it. We'll catch you guys on the next episode. Derek will be here the whole time. I assure you. And then there's going to be an extra one in the can as well for all of you Patreon subscribers, so be on the lookout for that. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Figure nugget.
All right.